Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that technical difficulties here on Region Sports and on Regan's Corner on YouTube there as Tom and Byron. How is it going here at halftime?
Well, North Judson does have the lead, and they have a lot of momentum going on. So if they can continue this momentum, they might come out with the victory.
Absolutely. So let's go into our key players so far there.
North Judson, some of their key players have been really good, such as their quarterback. Everybody's touching the ball. They've had 3 different people score touchdowns, and they've had multiple people get the 2-point conversion. So I feel like North Judson all around has been doing a really good job. So Knox is going to have to stop them. Knox is going to have to get the ball to their playmakers, their quarterback and their running back. But it was going back and forth at first, but North Judson has been pulling away.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack & Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack & Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Okay, so go into the keys for the second half.
Tom Hill here on the call and the key to the second half for both squads as North Judson with a 24-15 lead over the Knox Redskins here on this opening Friday night. And along with my broadcast partner, Byron Terry, I am Tom Hill, and we have seen a back and forth affair between these two squads. And, it has been something that we projected coming into this game, which is both teams are going to run the football, something that they did at a very high rate back in 2023, and they've done so here tonight. North Judson just edging them a bit, 24-15, a 9-point lead. We've seen three different Blue Jay players, Brock Benson, Josiah McDaniel, and Cole Wilcox with touchdowns. Wilcox also has 3 2-point conversions as well. And for the Knox squad, their quarterback in Miles McLaughlin has a touchdown pass to a wide-open Kane Weber, streaking right down the seam, 3 of everybody and scoring that touchdown. But it has not been enough. And, it's been something that, when you take a look at this game, the keys to the game for this North Judson squad is keep it going. Keep up this offensive attack. Keep your foot on the gas. You want to make sure that you stay in the lead in this game. And if you're Knox, well, you want to steal that momentum. You want to almost punch them in the mouth, get a defensive stop on your own. And that way, if you're able to do so, then it makes it easier for you to come back in this game. Obviously, though, North Judson has looked very good in this first half.
Absolutely. North Judson has the momentum, and they've been playing really well. They were kind of sloppy in the first quarter, just a tad bit, but they really started picking it up in the second quarter, and Knox was falling behind. So Knox is really going to have better tackling and better just defense overall. Too many big plays, especially in the passing game too. And Knox is going to have to stop some of those 2-point conversions from North Judson too, because it just keeps on happening. So defense has got to get a stop. But offensively, they got to come out into the second half, and they got to run the ball better, and they got to start throwing the ball better too. Quarterback needs time to throw. He was running around a whole lot, on some of the pass attempts. So overall, Knox just has to be better in all facets of the game.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. And Knox is looking to really come out here with a statement. As we mentioned here on the pregame show, it just feels like, this game, Byron, it's very determined on momentum if you allow it to be. And I think Knox did a good job, even though they're down 9, to where they haven't allowed the momentum to really shift onto North Judson's side. And while momentum is a very, cliche thing and it's a very subjective thing, it's something that can matter. And if you're North Judson, who I believe they come with the ball to start the third quarter. They kicked it off in the first quarter, so I believe they should return here in quarter number 3 with the ball. And if you start with the ball and you're able to drive it right down the field and get up another touchdown, it just makes this comeback possibility for Knox just a little bit tougher. And, just a little bit tougher could be the difference between, staying in the game and letting them off the hook as opposed to just running away with this game. And what better game to do it? Game 1 here at home against an in-conference rival.
Yeah, absolutely. I think North Judson has a lot of momentum. Knox beat them last year, and here North Judson is beating them right now for this game. So, North Judson has a lot of momentum, and they just got to keep their foot on the gas. They got to come out in the second half, run the ball, keep on creating big plays, keep on having some of those long drives, and ultimately keep Knox off the field. Keep Knox's offense off the field because, their offense is something that they really need right now. So, for Knox, offense is going to have to really pick it up. They got to make some more plays. They got to get some more drives, and they got to stay on the field too. So North Judson's defense has been improving throughout the game, and Knox has got to pick it up. They got to pick it up, and they got to score some points. We saw earlier in the game that some of their pass plays were working. So they might just be able to run the ball a little bit, maybe get some play action in there, but they might can get some pass plays here and there. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how both teams move forward and obviously in different situations. So, if you are Knox, maybe you do try to hammer it out a little bit. I mean, we have seen them do it so far in this game, and it actually hit for a touchdown. And we've seen North Judson do it. They did it once, a big play from McDaniel to Wilcox up the near sideline that came back in the second quarter. But maybe they decide to just, hey, you know what? Our bread and butter is running the football, and, it's going to be better if we do that. But if you're Knox, you're trailing by 9, it's a 2-score game, maybe you want to try to, I don't want to say go away from what makes you a very good team, but maybe you have to decide, hey, we got to try to change something up at least a little bit, because the look that we've gotten from North Judson hasn't allowed us to completely do what we want to do. And that's going to be something that's interesting as we move forward here in the second half.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, for sure. I've seen so many times in the National Football League where you'll get to a really big game and then a team just stops doing everything that got them there, either because they want to look like another team or try to compete with other teams and stuff like that on how they do things. But sometimes it's actually good to sort of change it up a bit, like you were saying. So something has to work. So I wouldn't really blame them if they try something different.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. And, maybe not necessarily completely changing their game up, but at least, doing it to the level of, hey, this is different and this is something that we have to at least try to think about implementing if we want to win this game. And, they haven't looked poor in the first half, Knox, but they haven't looked as good as North Judson. But I think a lot of that has to just do with how successful North Judson has been. And I think it has more to do with that and less to do with any sort of struggle on Knox's side. I mean, there was a play in that first half where Miles McLaughlin, the quarterback, had a wide open Conroy and he just missed him. And that's going to happen. That's going to happen over the course of a game, over the course of seasons. Now, you can't let those things necessarily add up, but in an individual game, those are kind of the difference of those games and why we see certain teams pull away and certain teams are, just they're there, but they're not there. And sometimes it's the difference in games. Sometimes it's the difference in quarters. But Knox, they've looked good. They've looked good running the football, and North Judson obviously has looked really good. If you're just tuned in, 3 Blue Jay players have touchdowns in this first half. Brock Benson, Josiah McDaniel, and Cole Wilcox all have rushing touchdowns in this first half. So it's something that we'll see if they keep their foot on the gas here moving along here. But it's going to be something that it's a dogfight. It's a slugfest, whatever euphemism you want to use to describe it. This is the game that we expected. And, I speak for myself, and Byron, I don't know if I speak for you too, but this feels like the game that, we have expected from these two squads because they're so similar and yet they're both so good too.
Yeah, definitely. We were, expecting this, like we were talking in the pregame. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. Whose defense can make a stop, who's going to score some points. So, it's looking very similar to what we were saying during the pregame. So I'm eager to see how the rest of the game goes.
Yeah, 24-15 the score. It looks like we are kind of close to getting this third quarter started, as both teams are just loosening up, and it looks like halftime is going to come to a close pretty shortly. As I mentioned a lot on this broadcast, North Judson last year 9-5 overall, 4-3 in the Hoosier North Conference. Knox 13-1 overall. They were 7-0 undefeated in the Hoosier North. So very competitive teams. Both teams fell just short in the playoffs. Knox, winners of 4 straight playoff games last year, and then had their season end at the hands of Indy Bishop Chatterd for a 42-18 loss on the road against Adams Central after 4 playoff wins of their own. So it'll be something to see and something to watch for here in this second half. As it looks like the third quarter is underway. So North Judson will receive it. As Jake Conroy will send this one away, and we are underway here in half number 2. It's returned and bobbled up at the 32-yard line. So we have seen a couple sloppy plays by North Judson, but they're able to at least corral it for a certain extent. That one, another one, was close, but the Blue Jays are able to hop on it, and that's where they'll get started here on their first offensive possession here in the second half. Josiah McDaniel in a touchdown run, the most recent touchdown for the Blue Jays in that first half. The ball is spotted at about the 32-yard line, decent field position, or starting position rather, for North Judson. Man in motion, McDaniel the keeper, and he trips up forward after a pickup of maybe 4. So we have seen him hold on to the ball a lot. He's taken some shots here in this game. But nonetheless, he has been a very productive player for this Blue Jays squad. A season ago, as we've mentioned, he had 652 passing yards for 8 touchdowns. He also had over 1,100 yards on the ground for 17 touchdowns, 17 rushing touchdowns, only behind Brock Benson, who had 19 last year. Benson also has a touchdown rush in this game.
These
Benson
penalties,
back.
these penalties, or
For
penalties.
McDaniel the snap. He's going to look now near sideline, trying to take a shot. And a toe tap grab. Did he hold it in bounds? We're going to see if he did, and I believe he did. A phenomenal grab by Trey McGowan up the near sideline. And that's the big play that the Blue Jays need. They've been very big play laden, as I've mentioned on this broadcast, as they take that one right up near midfield. So 24-15, a chance to really tack on. And we have seen North Judson really open up the field with the running. That was the first successful pass attempt, the second pass attempt in general for this Blue Jay squad. Just over a minute and a half gone here in quarter number 3. Wilcox, the motion man, the give goes to Benson, and he trips up into plus territory, tackled down at the 44-yard line of Knox. So we have seen, when North Judson has needed the big play, they've gotten the big play, and when they've just needed to, run the football and burn and churn the clock and, really will away this Knox defense, they have done that so far. They just feel like the team that's in a bit more control here tonight. (24-15) the score. Up 2 scores are the Blue Jays. They send a man in motion. Now they give it back to him, and just trucking his way forward is Grayson McDaniel. So we haven't seen him a lot here tonight, but he takes it up to the 35-yard line. Another big pickup for this Blue Jay offense that's just really running the football, downhill running, and they are really leaning into what makes them a really tough team to stop offensively. Just about 2 minutes gone here in quarter number 3. Wilcox has been in motion a lot. The pitch goes to Benson. He's going to bounce it out to the right side. Gets tripped up over on that far side, but a decent pickup there and another run that gains positive yardage. And even though that's not the big play, that's what you want if you're this Blue Jay team. Just a battle of wills up to this point for both squads. And sometimes it's about, if you can stand the test of the game, as Byron and I have detailed on the pregame, that, a lot of times it's about, can you stand tough, in the later quarters where it can get tough. Send him in motion, but McDaniel is going to keep it. He had a touchdown earlier and gets thrown to the ground after a modest gain. So Knox able to get the stop there. Jake Conroy in on the stop for the Redskins. Are in about decent field goal territory, but you would want to try to get closer. And we've seen the Blue Jays, their offensive philosophy has been to attack and to be aggressive. So maybe it's not really in the deck of cards to settle in the event that they would have to. Receiver flanked out wide to the left. Only seen them throw it a couple of times. Now the give goes to Benson. He's been busy. He's going to bounce it to the right and gets decent yardage, churning his way forward. And it has been the running back show, to say the least. Brock Benson, Cole Wilcox, Josiah McDaniel have been the show here tonight for this Blue Jays squad. And even similar to Knox, we have seen them, throw the ball on occasion. They hit that one big play to Trey McGowan earlier on this possession. And maybe that is in the cards for McDaniel, who has really kept it a lot, though. Does have a receiver out wide to the left and one out to the right. It's a bootleg keeper. He's going to roll it out to the far sideline. He gets tripped up after another big-time play. So North Judson, not only are they chewing the clock, they are moving the ball right down the field. And they've been very successful in doing so. And you got to feel like, as the clock keeps on ticking, and if they could score here, it's just going to make it all the more tougher for this Redskins squad offensively, and especially a Redskins squad that, similar to North Judson, needs the time in their favor. They kind of need a lot of time to try to create stuff. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they do moving forward. About 4 minutes gone here in the third quarter. McDaniel, the keeper, flags fly in. This one is stopped and sniffed out by Knox. Linebacker Kane Weber in on the stop. He had a touchdown reception earlier in this game. We'll see what the flag is on. I believe it's on North Judson, as everyone appears to be heading backwards.
It seems like Knox's defense is really wearing down. They look sort of tired. They haven't really, done their assignments as well as they probably should have or could have. North Judson is really getting to the outside on some of these run plays, on some of these bootlegs and keepers, and Knox's defense is just not containing. They're just not really containing that well. They look a little worn down. So North Judson is just running the ball. So they've been really controlling the line of scrimmage for a while now.
Everybody at the line of scrimmage here. It's an end around, so some trickery from North Judson, but Knox is able to sniff that one out. As the reinforcements over near that far sideline came in for this Redskins team that desperately needs a stop. And Byron, to your point, it has kind of felt like they're a bit gassed here to start off quarter number 3, but obviously still ways to go before the end of this one, and still not out of reach is the score. So it'll be interesting to see, after North Judson has been stopped a bit here on this drive, what will they do moving forward? Receiver out wide to the left. Benson in the back, believe flag flies in. I believe that might have been a pass attempt potentially from McDaniel. But just too much movement. So now it's going to set this Blue Jay offense back. (24-15), 9-point game. Game one between these two Hoosier North rivals. North Judson 9-5 a season ago. Knox 13-1. Knox 7-0 undefeated in the Hoosier North Conference. And North Judson 4-3. They were third in that same conference. McDaniel, the keeper, he's going to throw it. Now looking left, and it's dropped by Wilcox. So Knox catches a break. Some presence from Miles McLaughlin defensively, but that was just a blunder from Wilcox, who has been stellar in this game. And that could be a stinger. There's also a lot of green grass right in front of him if he was able to get by McLaughlin, who was covering him right on the outside there. Could have even broken outside as Benson in the back. The snap to McDaniel. He's going to air it out downfield, looking for another shot, but it's overthrown just a bit. So Knox is stout defensively as McDaniel and the Blue Jays tried the home run ball, but not able to hit up the near sideline. So this is exactly what this Redskins team needs, a stop on the defensive side. One of those, they got lucky with the drop by Wilcox, but that time McDaniel just overthrew his man, streaking up the near sideline. 5.5 to play here in this quarter. McDaniel is going to let it rip downfield, and this one is overthrown again. But flags fly in. I believe we're going to get pass interference. So now the offense for North Judson is opening up. Pass was intended for Brody Bridgering. I believe that'll be a costly penalty called on Knox. As we've seen more passing attempts just in this possession, really, than we've seen all game long for the Blue Jays. And after a couple key stops from the Redskins, they appear to shoot themselves in the foot, and they do. We're going to get the referees to sort everything out. We did see flags fly in. It appears like everybody is moving back towards the other side of the field. (24-15) the score. Midway through this third quarter. 3 rushing touchdowns have propelled the North Judson Blue Jays to this 9-point lead. Brock Benson, Cole Wilcox, and the quarterback Josiah McDaniel all have rushing touchdowns of their own. McDaniel the snap, Benson the back, another pass attempt, and it's incomplete. He tried to dial up the pass into the end zone, but physical play by Knox. Incomplete pass. So we have seen this Blue Jay team open it up. I don't know if it's a score decision or just a philosophy decision, but a lot of it worked in the first half. They kind of shied away from a little bit here on this possession, and they went for it on 4th and could not get it. They had an opportunity, but that opens the window just enough for Knox to take over. McLaughlin bobbles the snap. It's on the ground. Who hops on it? North Judson says they do, and they have it. So the Blue Jays take it right back. The first miscue of the game for either side. It comes at a big time for the Redskins, a crusher So 24-15, and just when you thought, hey, maybe there's some life for this Knox squad, they hand it right back as the snap to Miles McLaughlin. He was unable to corral it. And North Judson hopped right on it, and now it sets up a primetime opportunity for them to tag on even more as McDaniels, the pitch to Wilcox, bouncing it up the near sideline. Does he have a blocker? Yes, he does! He is in for the touchdown! Cole Wilcox again with the touchdown, but holds on just a minute. It looks like a late flag flew in, and we might have to do this one again. Boy, that would be a crusher. Both teams kind of shooting themselves in the foot here in this third quarter. Directly after the fumble by McLaughlin and the recovery by North Judson, Josiah McDaniel with a pitch to Cole Wilcox, who looked like he ran right in for his second touchdown of the game. But it's halted, at least for now. But Knox still not out of the weeds just yet unless they can force a turnover. They ran the exact same play. It's a pitch to Wilcox trying to look for some space, and he does. So Wilcox takes it inside the 10, right at, I would say, about the 8-9 yard line. It's just a battle of wills at this point. Almost trying to will your way into the end zone and try to make this what would potentially, if they score and go for two, be a 17-point game. For a team that has appeared to really milk the clock, obviously, here in quarter number 3, but a team that has just appeared to have the leg up possession-wise here in this game and the way they've looked offensively. The give goes to Benson. He is in for the touchdown. Brock Benson, his second touchdown of the game. And North Judson tacks on 6 more. So Benson, who got the scoring started for the Blue Jays, caps off that long offensive drive to start off quarter number 3 with his second touchdown of the night. The team leader a year ago with 19 rushing touchdowns has a pair here on opening night. And now 30-15, they're going to go for 2 to try to get it. But Knox, the reinforcements are there to tackle him just shy of the goal line. So for the first time tonight, North Judson unable to convert on the 2-pointer. But nonetheless, they tack on 6 more. They're now 30-15. Here at the midway point, winding down here in quarter number 3. We're just tuned in. Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call. Josh Reagan, our producer, live at the event in North Judson, Indiana. Both of these teams rivals, both of these teams in-conference, in-state rivals. The North Judson Blue Jays, 3 straight semi-state appearances. Both of these teams had 4 postseason wins a year ago. And Byron, this Blue Jays squad has really just kept their foot on the gas. And even though they couldn't convert on that 4th down, they were able to use their defense to get the ball back on the fumble by McLaughlin. And then they hopped right on it. And after it appeared like Wilcox scored, it was called back. But they didn't front because Benson put it in. And, this Blue Jays squad has just been really a lot to handle so far, to say. (30-15) the score. North Judson now up by 15. 4 rushing touchdowns in the game. It's kind of a pooch pick and smartly downed. at about the 25-yard line. So that's where Knox will take over. They're down offensively. They're down in this game by 15, and that most recent fumble by McLaughlin where, it was 24-15, and you thought, hey, maybe there's a chance for the Redskins to, utilize the possession to try to get back into it, but they were unable to do so. The fumble by McLaughlin on a bit of a high snap, another high snap here. This one goes to Conroy, and he slips forward after a modest pickup of about 2. Stopped defensively by Logan Protke, as well as Benson in on the stop. You have seen a couple stout defensive possessions from both squads, but it has been a game dominated by the offense. And a team like Knox that really needs, time on their hand, a team that likes to run the football, it'll be interesting to see what they do in a deficit. The keeper to McLaughlin, he's looking for some space and just slips forward for a modest pickup. So back-to-back little gains for the Redskins offensively. And it's going to set up a big third down. We have seen them pass a couple of times earlier in this game. McLaughlin threw a touchdown pass to a wide-open Kane Weber streaking right down the seam untouched. That made an 8-7 game, 15-8. But since that point, North Judson has scored 22 unanswered. Receiver and Conroy flanks wide to the left. McLaughlin, a keeper, looking for something to develop, and he gets it. Miles McLaughlin is free with one man to beat. Can he keep around? Yes, he can, but tripped up at the 15-yard line. A big run by McLaughlin. That's exactly what the Redskins need, as he appears to be slow to get up after this play. He took a shot after that big run, as he found the breakdown in the North Judson coverage. He did exactly what you're supposed to do, take advantage of it. But he appears to be limping to the sideline. So it'll be interesting to see that development here and what that means for Knox. And I believe we do have an injury as well on the North Judson squad side. So both players took a tumble after the big collision. We have a couple players limping for the Blue Jays. We'll see what all of this means after it gets sorted out. 30-15 the score, but after that big run by the now injured Miles McLaughlin, it sets up shop for Knox to potentially strike as the third quarter winds down. Back to the action here in quarter number 3. North Judson Blue Jays with a 30-15 lead over the Knox Redskins. Tom Hill, Byron Terry here on the call. Josh Regan, our producer, live from North Judson, Indiana. High snap. It's a keeper. Now going to try to bounce it left, but the reinforcements are there for North Judson to bring him down. The snap went to Ashton Walker, who comes into the game for the injured Miles McLaughlin. And that play blown up immediately by North Judson. Game dominated primarily by the home team in the North Judson Blue Jays. This is a game that, if they win this one, up 15, but Knox driving, you got to feel pretty happy about the result. Back to pass and open and hauling it in right near the pylon, right up the near sideline. So a big hit for Knox offensively as they get real close to Pater. So a chance for the Redskins to answer what has been a quarter dominated largely by North Judson. Obviously, they've held on to the ball for a while. Winding down here in quarter number 3. Miles McLaughlin back out on the field after taking that shot on the big run just a couple of plays ago. Thirty to 15. Knox threatening. McLaughlin the snap. He's going to keep it, trying to bounce it out to the left. Does he have space? He does, as he takes it into the end zone for the Redskins touchdown. Miles McLaughlin, 35 rushing touchdowns a year ago, and after the big play earlier on this drive, Knox is able to answer and creep back into it, now 30 to 21, pending the 2-point conversion. So 30 to 21 the score. North Judson has scored 6 in this quarter. The snap direct goes to McLaughlin. Looks like he's barreled for a second, but now slips his way up forward. I believe they're going to mark him just short of the goal line, and they do. So unable to make this a 7-point game as it stays at 30 to 21, but nonetheless, the Redskins are able to chip away at it as we're winding down here in the third quarter. (30 to 21) the score. North Judson now clinging to a 9-point lead. Game dominated in the trenches, dominated by the rushing attack, the strong rushing attack, to say the least, for this North Judson squad. 2 touchdowns from Brock Benson on the ground. Cole Wilcox has a touchdown as well. And the quarterback in Josiah McDaniel has a touchdown. Benson actually has 2 on the night. We're looking to salt this one away, up 30 to 21 now. But Knox was able to just answer. That broke a 22 straight points run by North Judson. At one point, this game was 15 to 8 with Knox on top, and North Judson scored 22 straight, but they're able to answer with 6 to make it 30 to 21. And now they kick it off. A decent return takes it up to about the 37-yard line. So that's where North Judson will set up shop here on this offensive possession. An offense that is all about running the football and all about, churning the clock, something they did right after halftime in this game. It's something they're trying to take into the fourth quarter. A style of play. It's a lot of triple option. It's a lot of running the football. This is a team that had over 600 total rushing attempts a season ago, and at 6.8 yards per carry, so they were effective and efficient while doing it. Wilcox, the motion man. McDaniel to give to Benson. He's had a big night and slips forward for a decent pickup, taking it right up near the 45, so a gain of about 6, maybe 5. I've seen the Blue Jays offense at least attack a little bit more with the pass attempts. We've seen them be a little bit more aggressive. That possession before the turnover on downs for North Judson. We did see McDaniel air it out just a little bit. It's a keeper, and now it's a pitch. Out to the right was Wilcox, who was put in motion, but the reinforcements for Knox able to sniff that one out. And that's what you need to do in this game, especially a game that, was dominated early on by North Judson. It appears we have an injured Redskin down on the far sideline.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
(30-21). The Blue Jays clinging to a 9-point lead. Clock ticking down here in quarter number 3. Just a recap of this game. Senior fullback Brock Benson with 2 touchdowns on the ground. Josiah McDaniels had a QB keeper for a touchdown just right before halftime. Cole Wilcox has a touchdown and a few 2-point conversions as well. So now we're ready to get back to the action. McDaniel, the pitch will go to Wilcox, looking to stretch it out. Was redirected, and now here comes the Knox defenders, and he's going to try to bounce it out the other way. Let's see if he has some space, and he does. An unbelievable job by Wilcox. Wow. That play looked to be dead, and he just bounced it out up the far sideline for first down yardage. As it looks like the Knox defenders had him hemmed in, and he was able to somehow get out of it and turn that not only into a positive play for the Blue Jays, but a first down, but it appears to be coming back after the penalty. So all that kind of for nothing. Blue Jays are going to have to regroup here. The offense is set all the way back. And right about the 25-yard line. That's a killer right there. Penalties, we've seen a couple from this Blue Jays offense. Trey McGowan, who had the reception right down that near sideline, he's into the game. So we'll see if they look his way. Passing isn't something that North Judson does a lot. Maybe this situation might call for it. And right on cue, McDaniel's going to let it rip. Looking for McGowan, and it's intercepted. picked off by Jake Conroy. So